each of the shirts, but it was a spectacular 2 or 3 days for both of these young men as the match gets underway here.
With González offering up the service winner to start.
No question that González has the much stronger serve of the two. He'll be a little more aggressive than Massú. Massú likes to play in that backcourt and take things very, very slowly. Yeah, that match that Massú played against Marty Fish, as you mentioned, Brian, it looked like he was all finished early in the match. He had cramps, he could hardly move, and it was best of 5 sets in a very, very hot conditions in Athens. But somehow he pulled it off. It was a miracle win.
40 sets. Primer set.
Just missing with that first serve. González, beautiful motion, very natural motion on the serve. Almost a double fault. Always felt the first game of any match, especially when you're serving, a very tough game to play. There you see González, that's his patented shot, that forehand winner. He'll go for it, no matter where he is on court. Tries it down the line. Good. And that is high quality tennis early in this match from both players. Massú making González work very hard on his first service game. You can see González slide into that forehand. Tries the underspin from the backcourt. A very low percentage shot. That's not going to work. The slow red courts of Viña del Mar. Double fault, trying to close out the game. I tell you, Brian, if Fernando González has to work this hard on every service game, he's in trouble. This is a very tough first game.
Well, he seemingly had things in control, and now deuce.
This is like a pitcher going against a batter who takes him the full count on the first time up and fouls off about 15 balls. Drop shot. It will not work. It just dies. And now you see the tenacity of Nicolás Massú. He'll track down every ball no matter where it is. He just wears González out on this point.
We saw that borne out at the U.S. Open with that 4.5-hour match with Guillermo Coria this year in Flushing Meadows. Massú has so much stamina. And the mental resolve, just as importantly.
From Massú. Very few empty seats in this packed center court.
González tested but holds in a lengthy opening game, and probably no surprise we see a high level of competition from the outset based on the personal history between these players. They won the 1997 U.S. Open Junior Championship in doubles, the Olympic gold we alluded to in last year, semifinalist as a tandem at Roland Garros.
It's really interesting. They've only won one major tournament together in doubles, and it happens to be the Olympics. Boy, we'll never forget that one.
And they will represent their country once more next week in Davis Cup play as the Chilean side hosts a team from the Slovak Republic.
Difficult match. Slovak Republic reaching the final round in 2005.
But they won't have that unbelievably fast surface they had in Bratislava. The host country, Chile, will put the tie on clay. Massú to serve. Sizzling power to finalize.
0-15.
Well, this is the trademark of Fernando González. He has unbelievable power from the baseline, from well behind the baseline. Just cannot hit a better shot than that, inside out. It's deceptive. It looks like he's going up the line and then suddenly to the backhand side. González again, the aggressor. This is really a classic matchup of puncher and counterpuncher. Fernando González, the big hitter, and Massú, the counterpuncher, trying to use his speed and tenacity to keep that ball low. But he could get overpowered by González here.
González showing why he's earned that moniker El Bombardero. He certainly has the ball explode off his racket. Love 30.
It's long.
15-30.
I wonder if Fernando González knows that his name is very famous from the great Pancho González, Richard Pancho González, the great Mexican-American, a former U.S. Open champion, maybe one of the greatest players of all times. is one of the best serves we've seen Massú dish up tonight. Looked like he was going out wide, then pulls it right down the center. He's a very deceptive server, not a big server, Massú, but he mixes it up extremely well. Already dusting off the clay on that baseline. It's only the second game of the match. Slice.
And the passing shot for the winner.
Oh, and a great point by González. He set it up with that little drop shot.
30-40.
Caught Massú. Well back. Watch the slice on this ball. And it virtually stops. Massú gets to it, but way too much open court. Great concentration by González right there.
Break points.
No.
Iguales.
Again, Massú mixing that serve up, slices it out wide.
Ventaja Massú.
You can see Massú, he had to look over there at the very last moment, saw González moving to his left and sliced it out wide. A very smart serve. Well, from 15-40 down, he's got a chance to hold here, Brian. Very crucial second game. Oh, yes. Look where González ends up. Massú, very smart again. It's the topspin serve, draws González way out of court. Watch him come over this ball now. Watch how high this ball bounces, and look where González ends up, about 20 feet wide of the doubles alley. Sensational serve from Massú.
He was trying to play his way into his first final at this event. Semi-finalist on one other occasion in 2002, but overall just 9-7 historically in his hometown.
Well, that is a smart play. González saw the ball way up there high above the lights, lets it drop, and then knocks off the easy overhead. Here comes the high lob, and again, he just backs up quickly. Very smart play. Oh, yes.
More high tennis IQ.
Tremendous shot from González. Massú starts to his right when he sees the opening here. And then very cleverly, González hits behind Massú. We've said often, most difficult surface in tennis to change directions is this nice red, slow clay of South America and Europe. Speaking of slow red clay, you wonder if the great Roger Federer, the #1 player in the world, might be checking this match out somewhere in the world on his satellite dish, because he has never won that French Open. Many people wondering if he ever will be able to win it. Another halfway decent player by the name of Pete Sampras. Won a few titles in his career, never the French.
Just one of the many parallels developing between the all-time greats and the player some are arguing could be the all-time best ever.
Primer servicio.
Massú showing a lot of respect for the González serve. You see him now move back a couple of paces for the second serve. No, it's wide. The other thing, Brian, that you see from instinctive clay court players is the slide into the ball, and you can hear it as well. Massú is a genius at sliding into the ball on this surface. Unbelievable point. Tremendous point from both players.
A phenomenal sequence to cap the game. No breaks in what appears to be a highly competitive semifinal from Viña del Mar. Massú looking for more consistency in his game a year ago, 13-10 on clay, but struggled at the end of 2005, finishing the year with 6 consecutive first-round defeats.
Fernando González, a brilliant junior player at the age of 18, the number 4 player in the world back in 1998. That's the old John McEnroe trick. I remember seeing McEnroe so many times when he got into trouble. If the shoelaces weren't untied, he'd untie them, and then he'd tie them up again. Took him about a couple of minutes, and it worked most of the time. Big chance now for González early here.
The major opening develops with 3 break chances.
Massú thought he had the ace, looked over at the linesman. He will not get the call. And Massú finally got aggressive, had the floating ball, came in quickly, took the full swing on this forehand volley. Bit of a chance the way he hit that ball, but it worked. It's kind of the Andre Agassi approach to the forehand volley, just to take a big rip at it. Now González way back to receive serve, trying to give Massú a little different look. And now Massú.
Por favor, no sacar fotos con flash.
Wow.
Gracias.
Asking the flash camera guys to knock it off.
Por favor, jugadores listos. González.
First break of the match, 3-1 González.
González gana 3-1.
See how far back González is on that backhand, and he just sort of draws the ball long. These two players teamed up to win the junior U.S. Open doubles back in 1997.
Well, from your playing days, how would you face the mental challenge of playing someone that you're so familiar with, having seen them so many times in practice and other settings?
And we did it so often, Brian, especially on the Pro Tour. You know, we all traveled in the same station wagon, played 84 matches in 4.5 months. You know, our best pals were the guys we competed against.
So there were no secrets between each other's games?
We knew each other's games, but everybody said, oh, how can you do that? But there was a little money on the line, even in those days. Just wide, didn't miss by much.
And González asserting himself at 40 love.
Well, he's up 40 love, and he makes a good play there. Goes for the ace. This is the time to go for maybe both big serves. You got a big lead. Play that score. No. And this is where González gets himself into trouble. He's got the big lead, 40 love. He plays two very loose points, goes for two winners early, and now it gets tight all of a sudden. And he knows it.
Still able to hold at 30, consolidates the break. And the 2 seed takes a 4-1 edge opening set. Our coverage continues from the city known as the Garden City of Chile, Viña del Mar, and Massú with work to be done, serving at 1-4.
Both of these players, Brian, have represented their country in Davis Cup very well. González with a 19-7 Davis Cup record. Massú won 16 singles matches, only lost 4 in his history with Davis Cup, and I'm sure all these folks tonight are well aware of how well they've represented Chile in the Davis Cup competition. If you're the organizer of this event, which Jaime Field's brother, Olivero, is, you're saying to yourself, this is what we look for. Only thing better would have maybe if they'd played in the final. Massú very wisely lets that ball go wide. That's the chance you take on a high lob like this as that ball comes down. Massú wasn't sure it was going to be wide, but he took a chance. If the ball stays in on that particular play as González tries to will it in, Massú would have been in trouble. Oh, and that is vintage Fernando González. Way off court, 15 feet outside the doubles line, and he goes for a huge forehand. Watch this shot down the line. And look where González ends up. He had no chance if Massú gets the ball cross court. But that's his style. And that's why people love to watch him play. He's dangerous. He's flashy. He's got great ability.
Massú counters with the service winner, but it's all risk-reward for González. And he has been the more aggressive player in the first set from Chile.
That's too good. Massú hits his best forehand of the night. Watch the way Massú runs around this shot now. Sees the ball floating slightly and then just drills it for the winner down that line. Look at the concentration. We talked earlier about torque and how the body moves into the shot. The best player in the world today with the torque is Andre Agassi. He has that unique ability to get everything into that forehand shot.
César. 30-0.
González with a great start in the 7th game of this first set as he bangs a couple of big serves. We've mentioned the altitude here, 1,700 feet, and the ball really picking up a lot of speed and also bouncing extremely high on this fast court.
Bouncing rapidly towards the alley on the ace. And it's 40-love.
Nice motion from González here. He slices that ball out wide. Just catches the tape. Ooh, great defense from González.
Love service game. World's number 14 continues to play well, leading 5-2. They're having a good time on this Saturday night in Chile. You will have a lot of fun should you be able to join us in Vegas as Panasonic presents the Tennis Channel Open last week of February. Marquee names: Leighton Hewitt, Andy Roddick, James Blake. Barry McKay will be there, part of our
I'm looking forward to it.
Cast of thousands. So we'll have wall-to-wall coverage here on the Tennis Channel, and also we want folks to come out and join you in Nevada. Ticket information available on thetennischanneleopen.com.
Should be a great week of tennis over there at the Darling Tennis Center, Brian. A public facility where the tournament's going to be played. I'm really looking forward to it. And there you see another risky shot from González.
15-0.
He's got the lead, he's got the break, and actually playing the score pretty smartly there, because if he makes that shot, he makes Massú work very hard on his own serve. This is what you call a heavy ball from González. I mean, he really moves his weight into it, forces Massú well behind that baseline. That's an aggressive return off the backhand. Net cord.
15-30.
Now if you're González, you're saying to yourself, okay, I got 2 shots here to try and win this set and start the second on my own serve, and that's exactly what he's thinking right now. Try and get the break here. 2 points away. And he goes for it again. A typical González move. Not a bad play, though. It's still 30-all. No, it's long. González thought he got a bad call here. Massú will say, hey, it was long. You know, it's interesting, Brian. Players respect each other so much more than the lines people. There you saw it. Massú looked over and said, hey, Fernando, the ball was out. And González immediately said, okay, I like the call. Gets away with murder there. A wide open court, but Massú just hung in there. Didn't even move. Now right here, González has that backhand wide open, but goes down the line. Wisely played from Massú. Another one of those high lobs up into the lights. That is not an easy ball to deal with at night. And now Massú takes it easy and then just it's the safe overhead.
Game Massú, but González can serve for the sets at 5-3.
Another look at the big forehand from González from about 15 feet behind the baseline. He goes for the winner, thinking ahead, I'm sure, to his own serve.
These players maintaining a Chilean presence after the decline of Marcelo Rios among elite players on the ATP Tour.
Rios, always an enigma to me, Brian. I watched him play so often, and I always felt that he never lived up to his tremendous talent, which he obviously had in bundles.
Gracias.
González in trouble from the moment he lunged for that volley. Massú played some brilliant defense there, keeping that ball low. Here's the shot that sets it up. Dropping backhand and then the easy put away for Massú.
Chagas confirming the mark.
Yeah, first time out of the chair. Just caught the baseline. Biggest point of the match right here. Deuce. González trying to put it away, and Massú goes for his biggest forehand return. He thought the ball might have been a fault. We're going to have Adao Chagas out of the chair once again. A huge point and a lot of pressure on that umpire. Calls it good. Actually, the ball looked like it skidded off the line. Those lines are a different material on this clay court surface.
Set point, González.
No.
And he wraps it up. The impressive opening set for Fernando González. He takes it 6-3. Back with the second after this on the Tennis Channel. Oh, look at the stats from the opening set. Just one break distinguishing the Chileans.
Tiros ganadores, the winners, 7-1 for our friend Fernando González. I took a couple years of Spanish in high school.
I can tell.
I'm sure.
Espanol on display.
Are you impressed, Brian, by my...
You're wowing me continually.
They wouldn't be impressed down there in Chile, I can tell you that much. But a great first set for González, I think. He played some excellent tennis on a fairly slow clay court, but a high bouncing court. We'll see if he can keep it up in the second set.
Well, definitely a Saturday night feel in Chile as it approaches the midnight hour, but no one's moving in this matchup between two of the biggest sports stars in this country.
Well, they got a rousing ovation when they came back from that Davis Cup. The Prime Minister, Ricardo Lagos, gave them awards, and over 6,000 people in the town square in Santiago when they returned from that great victory in Athens. Almost sounded like a string broke on that forehand of González.
15-7.
think about it, what an achievement that was. Chile had never won a gold medal.
In any sport.
Exactly. And then to come back with 2 in both the singles and the doubles, what a feat.
And there's often debate about the stature of tennis in the Olympics, but Roger Federer was in the singles draw in that event. Roddick was there. That had the prestige of a slam.
I saw Tomas Berdych upset Roger Federer early in that championship, and that was quite a surprise. Drop shot. Oh, that is so well played. You talk about a difficult shot to hit from that far back. Now watch González. He just stays in the backcourt, lines it up right here, and then slices under that ball and virtually makes it stop. That is just about perfect from that spot on the court. Massú knew he had no chance.
Simply gorgeous execution. 30-15, first game, second set.
Oh, that's just too good. And now González starting to open up with that forehand. It's the short ball here. Watch him move into this shot, rips over it, great timing. And look at the concentration. González would love to get an early break. The way he's serving, that could be the match. Massú made a tactical mistake right here. He has González way out of court, and instead of going to the opposite side, he goes behind him. González froze, but Massú able to put it away.
Ventaja Massú. Massú a little impatient on this point, sees the opening, but he's in a very difficult position to hit that kind of a winner.
Untimely double fault, and here's a break chance. Back comes Massú with the ace.
Talk about a timely shot. He really needed it here. Watch the input on this serve, right down the middle. Best serve he has hit all night long. And what a time for it. Comes in.
A very intriguing point. Somehow that ball drifted in, and Massú able to persevere to take the rally.
Well, González gets a racket on it, and watch how he comes around the side of that ball. As you mentioned, Brian, that thing really had spin on it. It virtually stopped in front of Massú there. And Massú hits one of his best volleys right there to win this point. Shot.
Massú plays through the break points. Holds to open the second set. Winner of this semifinal will face Jose Acasuso in tomorrow's championship. And it's been a phenomenal Saturday for the Argentine. We brought you his semifinal win over Ruben Ramirez Hidalgo, and then he took the court and won the doubles final, teaming with Sebastián Prieto.
Big week for Acasuso. You know, it's interesting how these two players, Brian, have come up together. Massú and González, both from Chile. I think of the great duos in tennis through the years. Most of them have been Australians. Laver Rosewall and Hoden Rosewall and Sedgman McGregor, Newcomb and Roach, all the great duos that have come a lot from Australia. But this is kind of a unique situation to have these two guys from the small country of Chile, if you will. Certainly two of the best players in the world at the same time. And Olympic champions to boot.
Yeah, remarkable timing and changing the dynamic a bit of what you know better than I do. It's such a solitary sport. Tennis really is the focus on the individual.
Massú trying to get himself back in this match. He will not go away. He's like a little mosquito. Just refuses to go away. González starting to open up now with that serve out wide. That's definitely the weaker side of Massú on the return. He'd much prefer to hit the two-hander on the return of serve. González definitely was coming in behind that shot. Just rushed it a little bit. Yes.
Well-constructed point.
Very well played as González just let Massú make his move and then hits behind him. As we've mentioned, on a clay tennis court, it is virtually impossible to stop on a dime.
González holds at 15, level at 1. Second set, a reminder, in addition to our championship coverage from Chile tomorrow, full action from Florida, Delray Beach International, singles final, 10 a.m. Eastern, doubles final, noon, and for many folks, the first chance to see the new doubles format this year on the ATP Tour. No ad scoring, match tiebreaker in lieu of a third set.
Yeah, it has definitely speeded up the doubles matches, Brian, and I think that big tiebreak at the end of two sets, if they are split at a set apiece, is kind of exciting.
I think we should see how it evolves, at least for the year.
Yeah.
You know, so much controversy and briefly litigation involved with the advent of that new format, but let's see what 2006 holds.
I was delighted to see the Bryan twins win that big championship in Australia. They had a real battle in that finals, but they came through, and now they have a chance at the Grand Slam of doubles, but that's a long way along the path. Now Massú is starting to get a little more aggressive, taking short balls.
30-0.
He can turn on the power when he wants to, Nicolás Massú, and there it is. Just ask Marty Fish, who took him on in that gold medal final over in Athens a year and a half ago. I think Marty Fish still thinks about that match every night because he had a shot. Big disappointment for the young American. Nice change of pace from González. He rarely hits a ball that timidly.
And Massú looked hesitant in his response.
Yeah. That ball virtually stopped.
Oh! 40-15.
Massú looking at all three of those tennis balls. What he's trying to find is the one ball that is the least cluttered with clay. And it'll go through the air quickly. Oh, and a bad miss by Massú. He had the whole court to himself.
Opted to swing for the lines, and it's deuce.
That's the one thing about playing on a clay tennis court. The balls change at 7 and 9 games, and the ball change on clay is the most dramatic because you get brand new tennis balls and they're going to fly through the air much faster. Like they play with 6 balls, Brian. I used to kind of make sure I had a couple of those nice new balls tucked away somewhere because all I could do was serve in those days, and it's always nice serving with a brand new tennis ball. Confessions of a former player.
A few years down the line.
Right. Look at González leaving that forehand wide open. Massú goes for it. And that was some fine defense by González. Gets caught. Somehow got that ball back from the forehand corner.
Iguales. Ventaja Massú.
Massú now taking a little more time between points, very wisely.
Juego Massú.
On serve, second set. González up a set in Viña del Mar. Some outstanding tennis in the weeks to come following Davis Cup. Next weekend, we'll have two ties for you that weekend. The Latin American swing continues. Join us for coverage from Buenos Aires and Acapulco in the week to come. And based on the success of these Chileans, this now being deemed unofficially from a marketing standpoint by the ATP, the golden swing, reflecting just how well these competitors played in Athens.
Gold from Athens, certainly very appropriate. No question about that. And González has to be careful here. He's got the set. He's down 2-1, and believe me, you can see by the body language of Massú that he is trying to get himself back into this match. That's a miss hit. And listen to this crowd. Their hometown boy, Nicolás Massú, has just won 2 points on González's serve. And a big opportunity here for Massú to break. When he needs it, González in with that big slice out wide. Watch him come around the side of this ball now. Just hooks it, and that thing takes off as it hits the line. Oh, and a bad error from Massú. He had the court wide open. All he has to do is hit into that open court, and he wins the point. Goes for too much. González hitting one of his best serves of the night when he needs it right in the corner. And that is a brilliant volley from Fernando González. Tremendous touch on this shot. This was not an easy shot as Massú made him stretch. look at the concentration from González and a great effort from Massú. Best point of the match right there.
Level at 2, second sets. González proud of his win in Switzerland a year ago, although all the more impressive when you consider who he beat now in the finals. Marcos Baghdatis, who returned to his native Cyprus this week after his dynamic run in Melbourne, and he is a sensation in his homeland.
Massú now starting to get into this second set. A huge forehand winner. Deep. A fault. Yes. Watch how far off court Fernando González is. Massú knew it. No call. No call. Did that ball hit the line?
No indication as of yet.
No. Called out. Tadeusz Chagas. That ball definitely looked out, Brian, but suddenly there was dead silence.
40.
Almost takes out the linesman behind González. And that is a very smart play from Fernando González. He's down 40 love, and so he just takes a big chance. It's a drop shot on the return to serve and makes Massú work very hard. Crowd trying to get their man Massú, the hometown favorite here, into this set.
Native has raised his play, holds at 15, 3-2 second sets here on the Tennis Channel. Next weekend will be a historic one for us at the Tennis Channel. Proud and delighted to bring you Davis Cup first round tie. United States hosting Romania, La Jolla Beach in San Diego. Our coverage begins Friday, February 10th, 2 p.m. Eastern. And Davis Cup captain Patrick McEnroe saying the surface will play faster than last year's at Carson, the Home Depot Center in Southern California, in which Croatia pulled off that stunning upset. with Agassi making his return to Davis Cup play.
I'm looking forward to that Davis Cup match, Brian. I'll be there as a spectator, a guest of the Davis Cup committee to invite a lot of the old-time Davis Cup players back to some of the matches. So it'll be a lot of fun to see how the U.S. does this year. I think they've got a chance to go a lot further. Obviously, the Bryan twins with the Australian doubles title under their belt will be a key factor playing doubles for this country. A doubles point in Davis Cup through the years historically has been the key factor. Whoever wins the doubles wins the tie. And that was the big upset in Carson when Ljubicic and Ancic beat the Bryans. Very unexpected, and that's why we lost. Sitter.
He had González on the run throughout that point, but Massú unable to put it away.
Massú gets his way up to net, but he wasn't quite close enough. Tries the cut-off backhand volley. Spectacular shot. No empty seats in this crowd tonight.
30
Well, court maintenance needed. Massú did well just to get to that initial ball, but no chance on the reply.
And there you see the risky shot that González loves to try. A full swing on that forehand. Can't even call that a volley. He just went for it. Now the first real chance for Massú to get into this match right here. It's deuce. He has a break, and he's got González going for shots that he shouldn't be trying.
And moving in the wrong direction.
That is a classic clay court shot. As you see Massú take off after he hits this ball and totally gets caught. Oh, yes.
Sweeping the line.
That is the best forehand González has hit in this entire match. A brilliant shot down the line. Lines it up. It's wide of that line all the way until the last moment. And he picks up the line. Perfect shot. And he knew it.
Level at 3 in the second set.
González wins this match, Brian. He's going to remember that forehand right there. Fantastic shot. 7th game, second set.
Dare I say the adjective pivotal. We discussed that in our first semifinal.
Yes, we did. Massú. Oh, he got a bad break there. That ball jumped off the baseline. And that can happen on a clay court late in a set. The players' footprints are all over that backcourt. And the ball hits there and bounces badly, and you're in trouble. You can see him look at the mark. Yeah, he didn't like the bounce. Just wide. Not a bad idea.
15 iguales.
Massú makes a good effort on that shot, and this lob was not that far out. He had a chance with that ball.
Massú flashing some intensity. It's 40-15.
Well, the serve set it up that time, Brian. A beautiful serve down the middle. An easy put away from Massú. He's starting to win his serve a lot easier than he did earlier in this match, and that will help him. He'll let it go.
A hold of 15. And things remain tight, second sets. Back with more after this on the Tennis Show. High-level tennis on display. Second semifinal. Viña Del Mar. González with a straightforward approach to take the opening set. 6-3. Serving to square the second 4-all.
And the return way too short. An easy put away for González. That's the kind of points you love as a server, Brian. You see that easy ball, and you get a couple of those to start the game. Makes life a lot easier.
30-0.
González knows he got away with murder here because Massú had a wide open court. Drop shot. No.
30-15.
Drop shots are batting about 10% in this match. Not too successful either way. So tempting as a player when you look over and see your opponent 15, 20 feet behind the baseline. No matter where you are, you think, geez, I got a great play here to hit a little drop shot, but it's a dangerous shot. No. Couple of loose points from González.
And González gets a bit more deliberate, sensing the significance of this point at 30-all.
40-30.
Comes in with a big serve. That's the one thing González has done so well in this match. When the chips are down, 30-all, 30-40, he comes in with his best serve. No.
González.
Level at 4.
Now, this is the part of every match where González seems to take some chances. We'll see if he does it here at this 4-all game. I think we'll see him go for some big shots. Suddenly the atmosphere in this center court has gotten very quiet as we approach the big games here.
The shift from festive to a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah. No.
15-0.
Too much.
A bad error from Massú. He had the whole court to himself. Virtually had the point won, and he overhits a real sitter. Oh. Wide. That didn't miss by much. González playing way behind that baseline to receive serve, giving Massú not much to shoot at. And giving himself that extra split second to make the return.
Rising to the occasion for a pair of large break points.
That was just so well set up. There's the slice. Look how deep it is. And now he sees his opening and unleashes his best backhand of the match. Fantastic shot from González.
Por favor, no se manifestar durante el punto. Gracias.
Well, Massú saves one. Brian, can he do it again? Taking a lot of extra time here. Nicolás Massú, the 2004 Olympic gold medal winner. González is in.
Oh.
I don't believe it.
Nor does González having to make the adjustment to play that shot.
Unbelievable shot. Here's the lob. González is trying to make it go wide. It doesn't. And then he hits one about 5 feet over the baseline. Unbelievable shot. And Massú stays alive in the game. Oh, man.
Fighting off a pair of break chances. Deuce.
Yes.
Massú with the answer, and he punctuates it with some emotion.
Ventaja Massú.
González again with that sensational backhand down the line. Well, he's hit a couple of these in this game. That is not an easy shot. The angle's coming at him. Perfect follow through. Long. Wow, just for a moment, Massú said, uh-oh, I better get back and get this ball.
Ventaja Massú.
There's a lot of red clay on those shoes right now. So just for a split second, Massú had a second look at that lob. Here's a look at the line, and getting a little treacherous out there now.
Seals it with the ace. Massú holds his serve and takes a highly entertaining ninth game. Back with more in just one moment here on the Tennis Shot. In addition to our Davis Cup coverage next weekend featuring United States and Romania, we hope you can join us for live coverage of the tie between Germany and France a little bit earlier for those of you on the West Coast. 8 a.m. Eastern next Friday, the first of 3 days, as these two traditional tennis powers meet up in Germany. An all-Chilean affair in our second semifinal in Western Chile, and it's been good stuff, specifically in the second set. Not much separating.
Well, that last
Massú
game,
and González.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. That last game, incredible. because González had all kinds of chances, the double break points, and somehow Massú, as he has done so often, just stayed around. And now Massú 3 points away from evening the match.
0-15.
This exactly the kind of a match that Massú played in that final of the Olympics just a year and a half ago against Marty Fish. He just fought his way back over a 5-set stretch.
I don't believe it.
Yes.
I do not believe it. That ball looked like it was going wide. A tremendous shot by González. Watch this drop shot. Look at the spin.
15 iguales.
And that ball just really hangs wide once it hits the court. Unbelievable shot from González. Oh, man. Risky, but brilliant.
30-15.
Backs it up with the ace.
That's been his favorite serve in the deuce court, out wide.
First of this set.
No. Just for a moment now, Brian, I sense just a little fatigue slipping into Fernando González. He has worked very hard to get to this point in the match. Now taking some extra time. He's winded. González hitting his bread and butter shot, that huge forehand down the line.
Juego González. Cinco iguales.
5-all. Whenever González has momentary trouble, it seems like he has the shot-making ability to persevere.
So true. Well, he got a little lucky with that spectacular drop shot that worked for him. I mean, that's about a 1 in 100 shot from most players, but he pulled it off.
Net, número 6.
Good. Ooh.
Oh, that's wide. González got a break. That ball very close on the baseline. Moment when Massú finishes this overhead, looks like he had trouble either with the lights or something got in his eye.
There's some sand getting in the eyes of those courtside as just a few minutes away from 1 o'clock in the morning on this late Saturday, early Sunday in Chile.
Nobody has left.
Shot will not work. Oh.
30-15.
That one didn't even make the service line on a bounce. A bad idea from González. Smart play from Massú. He didn't try and do too much with that ball. Knew he had González way off court. He takes a lot off this little backhand volley. Nice punch there. But here's the shot. Very clever shot from Massú.
Based on how competitive this second set has been, perhaps it's appropriate we could be heading to a tiebreak to determine who takes set number 2 in Viña del Mar. And we'll be back in just one moment on the Tennis Channel. Our coverage rolls on from Viña del Mar, Chile. Movistar Open, and it's been high-level tennis between Massú and González.
Well, this is the biggest game of the match for Fernando González. He's got to hold here, try and get into a tiebreak. He has the edge. He already has the first set, but you sense, Brian, right now that Massú has got the momentum going. He's playing better, playing more aggressively. González doing a lot of thinking right here.
15-0.
Just too much power from González.
30-0.
Look how far back Massú has moved himself, about 15 feet beyond that baseline. Awful tough to hit shots from that far back.
And now it's González working a little bit more quickly, finding his rhythm. And
this is exactly what González would love here. A quick love game to get into the tiebreak. Conserve some energy. Look at the errors. Dead even.
Juego González.
And he accomplishes just that. Love service game. And here's the tiebreak.
6 iguales. Se jugará el tiebreak.
Famous tiebreak, actually made popular by a guy by the name of James Van Allen.
I was going to lead you there.
Well, the late great James Van Allen started it all in Newport, Rhode Island, when the matches used to go to 29-27 and take 2 days to play. And he said, this is crazy. You got to figure something out. And the first tiebreak, as you remember, Brian, was a 9-point tiebreak, sudden death at 4 points all. Now, of course, the 12-point tiebreak, best first player to reach 7 with a 2-point advantage. So the tiebreaks can get rather long at times, too.
Our first time working together, I'm pleased we have the Jimmy Van Allen reference taken care of. And
yes, indeed.
Let's see where momentum lies. Massú serves.
Massú thought he had that first serve. Good. Oh, and González missing a fairly easy volley, and Massú doing some housework on that baseline as there is clay all over the line, and he thought that one of the González shots was long. This crowd definitely behind Massú at this point. He's the hometown favorite. Born and lives in Viña del Mar. González missing another one.
And the mini break.
2-0. Massú.
This for sure was not a tough volley. Way above the net, and tried to do a little bit too much with it.
Gracias. Massú.
González making no mistake on that easy ball. Play from Massú,
whose confidence is really evident at this stage of the match.
3-1.
He has rarely come in behind his serve, and he sneaks in on that first delivery. Nice, high, easy forehand volley put away. Massú always thinking.
3-1 Massú.
He's in again.
4-1. Massú.
González thought he had it.
Por favor. 5-1.
That's long. 5-1. Massú with a commanding lead in this tiebreak.
Well, we have mentioned these two have traveled the world together. They're good friends, teammates on that Olympic team. And when you saw that last very close call, again, González looked over, and the minute Massú said it was a fault, he never questioned it.
A host of set points for Nicolás Massú.
The wheels have kind of fallen off for Fernando González here, missing a couple of easy volleys and then what looked to be a very natural and easy forehand into the net.
Watching both players see that unforced error tally rise.
See if Massú sneaks in behind as Adao Chagas tries to keep this crowd in hand. A little difficult at 1 o'clock in the morning. Drop shot. Is amazing on set point. González tries the drop shot on the return of serve. Very risky play here. Look at this. And Massú is so surprised he misses the forehand.
Another set point as the crowd gets more and more raucous as the night progresses.
Even the dogs are out tonight.
Oh!
González hangs in.
Getting increasing depth on those shots and drawing closer.
Could it be?
Still,
González
much to be done.
2 serves coming up here. He could get to 6-5 if he holds 2 times. Good.
treated to a third set. Massú winning the tiebreak. 7-3. We're back with the deciding set after this on the Tennis Channel. So the trainer is finished attending to the left ankle of Fernando González, who will serve to start the third set. Massú also receiving some treatment on his thighs, which usually suggests cramping could be a concern.
That trainer had a busy time out there just a few moments ago. Well, if González is having some trouble with that left ankle, we'll find out in a hurry here, because Massú will run him around that court as much as he can. Whether they're friends or not. Oh. Well, the ankle looked all right there. A brilliant cross-court forehand from González on the full run. That is a beautiful angle. Well, a chance early here for Massú. 15-30. 2 points away from an early break here in the final set. González knocks off the volley. That's what got him in trouble in the tiebreak. That second set. He plays this approach shot just perfect, and then takes that extra step to knock off the forehand volley. Look at how close he ends up to that net. Very tight there. He doesn't want to hit the net. Otherwise, he loses that point. González with that huge swing right off the top of the frame of that racket. And now a big chance for Massú.
Looking to cash in on the break.
Deep approach and the nice little touch off that forehand volley. Watch the racket come back. That's how you take pace off that ball with the drop volley. Looked like a tired slice backhand from Fernando González. Barely got to that ball, and Massú trying to pump himself up now.
A second break point. Once more, though, González leans on that power.
Double fault.
Massú.
Massú does a lot of moving around on that second serve return. González, when he needs it, again in with a big serve.
Survives a third break chance. Double fault's not that notable throughout this one.
What a point. A lot of depth from both players.
Ventaja González. González.
Massú pushing González, but the 2 seed holds to open the final set. Now very difficult to ascertain where momentum lies. I agree with you. It certainly seemed like it was with Massú at the conclusion of the prior set.
González made a very smart play on that serve. He took a lot of pace off the ball, hit the high bouncer, and Massú was not ready for it. There you see an interesting development as González will rewrap his grip right in the middle of this match. A little unusual, Brian. Normally you sit down, take your time, put that grip back together, but here he is quickly putting this thing together again, obviously not happy with the way it felt. The grip for most players, obviously the most sensitive part of that racket. The guys just all have their own idea of how they want that grip to feel.
And after the impromptu adjustment, ready for the second game.
Tomar asientos, gracias.
Going to come in. Unbelievable.
Found its way back to earth.
I don't believe it. Massú misses the overhead.
0-15.
That's incredible. That ball way up in the air. And it almost bounces higher than a normal overhead. And Massú, a little surprised, misses it. Look at González. He can't believe it. It's hard to believe.
Iguales. 15.
Pours in the ace. 40-15.
Perfect shot right down the middle. It's good.
That is even better.
And González gets away with a very shaky first forehand volley there. Watch this ball as he hits his forehand wide. Ooh, that ball looked like it was going to go out, and he gets away with it.
So Massú survives the miss hit in the initial point of this game to hold at 30. 1-1, third set. And somewhere Jose Acasuso is fast asleep preparing for today's championship in Chilean time.
Yeah, Acasuso, when he reads the score of this match, if he is indeed asleep, will be delighted to know that his opponent had to work awfully hard. The line.
And that time the drop shot's there.
He gets it. Unbelievable point.
Phenomenal exchange at the net.
A great effort by Massú. Just gets to the ball. And then lunges on the volley. Still keeps it alive. This is what makes Massú such a tough competitor. The ball is never out of play. A rare smile from Nicolás Massú.
Iguales.
has another look as he tries a big second serve.
15-30.
Yeah, it was called a double fault.
Consecutive double faults, a pair of break points.
And now you can sense that the mental fatigue is starting to catch up with González. He'll go over and try another racket. He put that first racket down. Yeah, he's going to go for another racket. We saw him re-grip the other racket, so obviously having trouble with that. The first racket. Big chance now for Massú.
Lashing out to save a break point.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I kind of like this new racket I just picked up. It's one of his best forehands of the night. Well, here's the point, right here. Oh, González comes to life.
Iguales. And González saying to himself, where has this racket been all night? I mean, he plays 3 brilliant points with that new racket. I jinxed him. Well, the unforced error is creeping up on González. You can see it on that graphic. Not a good statistic. No, that's wide. He overhits the forehand. Now a big chance for Massú.
Trying to grab that elusive break. We've not had a service break since Game 4, opening set.
Brilliant. That is the classic inside-out forehand. Cuts the angle off. A clean winner. No.
Ventaja Massú. Juega Massú. Cambio de pelotas, por favor.
And the significant break realized. Massú Moves ahead 2-1. Final set. Nicolás Massú seeks the consolidation after the break. We are 2 hours and 30 minutes into what has been a highly entertaining match from Viña del Mar.
Massú holds up the new tennis balls. We talked earlier about the significance of that, Brian. Certainly on this kind of a clay court, to serve with new balls is a big advantage. They're going to fly through the air much quicker.
Let's watch the body language now of González. At times, he's looked a little bit like he's battling fatigue.
Yeah. About working hard for 1 point. González had to give it all on that particular point. Massú kept getting balls back, high lobs.
Too many.
Yeah, 14 unforced errors in this set alone. Massú pointing to a mark he thought was long. Ooh.
Stands 30-all.
Yes. is the first solid shot we've seen from González. About 10 or 12 points. He finally gets into this forehand. Nails it. Nice deep shot. Get from González. Massú looks right now like he has this point under control. Has González on the run. An easy put away, but look at the get from González. On the full run, he goes cross court. Oh, wow. And that point could spell a turning point as Massú looks like he's shaking off some cramps.
Deuce.
Come on, it sounded like, I think it was a little Spanish, though. A great shot here from Massú.
Trying to will himself to close out this dramatic game.
You see Massú moving over about a foot on that ad court for the service delivery.
Consolidates the break. Leads 3-1. Final set. And we're seeing yet another example of his tenacity. Now I guess we'll find out about the resolve of González.
He takes a huge chance, Massú does. Lets that ball drop and then rolls over it with a swinging forehand. Another error from the forehand of González. This could be the game for Massú if he could break. No call. He says it's wide. González looks over in disbelief. Called out. Well, Well, they say the calls even out in tennis, Brian, and I say baloney. I don't ever recall the calls evening out in my favor. You ask most players, they'll say, no. Drop shot.
Ouch. 30-15.
González confirms.
And a very well-played drop shot by González. Massú looks like he got the ball just over the baseline. That's long.
30 iguales.
And those are the kind of shots we've seen González miss consistently here in this final set. Easy putaways.
And the forehand specifically has been shaky. Third set.
Question. Primer service.
A correction from the chair. He will give him a first serve. Good.
40-30.
A long look.
No call again. González doesn't question it.
Iguales.
If this was best of 5 sets, these guys could play till Wednesday. So evenly matched so far.
Vamos, Nico.
Ooh, and a double fall, very costly. And now we'll see if González hits out again. His patience level seems to have eroded in the last couple of games.
Por favor.
And he hits out and misses.
Another break realized by Massú. He takes the 4-1 lead. Third set from Viña del Mar. Nicolás Massú asserting himself when it matters the most in this semifinal. Now up a pair of breaks, 4-1.
Now Massú's in a very precarious situation, Brian, because he knows he's got González on the ropes. He knows González is trying to go for shots. So he's got to say to himself, let's just keep this ball in play. Let him make the errors. I want to keep this ball in play against him. It's a great start. González banging that new racket. He's had some problems with his equipment tonight. Changed his rackets. Had to re-grip that other racket.
Iguales.
That's long.
30-15.
Massú starting to open up on the serve. We haven't seen him serve that great in the match. Not a lot of aces, but he's slicing that ball out wide. Should be good, and it is.
$40-15.
No.
40-30. Massú.
And the hometown hero draws closer in Viña del Mar. Another hold after the break. 5-1, Massú. And a reminder that we will bring you the action from Tokyo, Sony Ericsson WTA Tour Final. Our coverage begins 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. The comeback of Martina Hingis, our focus, as she takes on Elena Demenyeva for the championship from Tokyo here on the Tennis Channel.
And finally, González hits a winner. He needs a lot of winners, down 5-1 in this final set. The question is, will Massú try and hang in this game, or will he just play it out and conserve some energy to hold his own serve?
He has the cushion of the 5-1 lead.
Now things are getting very, very tight for González. Massú 2 points away. González rooters in this crowd.
40-30.
Long.
Came González, but Massú with a chance to serve out the match. When we come back, stay with us. Our coverage continues from Chile on the Tennis Channel. Massú serving for the match and a spot in the championship against Jose Acasuso.
The 2004 gold medal singles winner, Nicolás Massú, trying to reach the finals in Viña del Mar. Always a tough game to play as you step up to serve for the match. A tendency always, as I've mentioned before, to rush things just slightly. We'll see if Massú can play a solid game here. Should come in. He does. Oh, and I don't believe the shot. Fernando González on the full run. Hits a miraculous cross-court shot. Watch this shot from González. Barely gets there and makes the effort and the brilliant cross-court forehand. Oh, yes. Massu's got to be wondering, what do I have to do to win a point here on my serve? Oh, yes. Well, that's what he's got to do. Massú with his best backhand of the match. Forehand, I should say, right down the line. Change of pace. Catches Massú off balance. Watch him try this little backhand. No way that's going to work. Well, Massú has snuck in behind a couple of serves. We'll see if he tries it here. He does not. Look out. Oh, nice wide. González throws up a beautiful topspin lob.
15-40.
Great effort by Massú, but not enough.
And now an opportunity for González to break back.
Smart play by Massú. He lets that ball drop and then sneaks in behind it. And González saw him coming. Forces González to hit a winning shot.
Brings the crowd to life once more. A break cashed in by González, and he takes a step closer. A 3-5 third set.
Well, this semifinal crowd tonight has gotten its money's worth. Almost 3 hours or more of semifinal action here.
It is Championship Sunday already, and playing to that caliber.
Zero 15.
González again takes a huge chance with this swinging low forehand volley. No. Wow. Boy, he looked almost casual on that overhead, González did. Not that easy a shot.
Next, segundo sentence.
That was a let. Look out. Incredible. Massú had no other play on this ball. It absolutely stopped. Look at how low that ball is. And a wide open court for González.
40-30. Momento. Fernando.
You're going to hear a roar if González wins this point. And he does.
The crowd obliges. González consolidates his break. Not too long ago, it was 5-1. Still, Massú another chance to serve out the match when we come back. It is 2:15 in the morning in Chile, and the crowd is on its feet. Another chance for Nicolás Massú to serve out this semifinal, but credit what Fernando González has been able to do to put the pressure on his countrymen.
Well, I watched Massú over in Athens for about 11 and a half hours, Brian, so this is nothing new. An amazing athlete and a great competitor.
Jugadores listos. Gracias.
Oh, he throws in a great serve. What a way to start the, hopefully for him, the final game.
Chance of Nico, the nickname of Nicolás Massú.
Por favor, señores, jugadores listos. Por favor.
Massú with one of his best serves of the match out wide when he needs it.
3 match points.
Tienes que pararte.
Jubilant. Nicolás Massú celebrates this tremendous match. Great friends, terrific competitors. Family and friends of Massú savor this moment He survives in what was a thriller. 3-6, 7-6, 6-4. And the Viña Del Mar native will play for the championship against Jose Acasuso.